Why does nobody talk about how difficult the first few years of marriage can be? Get ready with me as we unpack being a newlywed.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. This space is all about honest conversations around marriage, relationships, friendship, and just doing life well with the people we love. Today, I want to take it back a bit and talk about something personal. And these are the lessons I learned from my first year of marriage. So, as usual, I've stitched together some videos that we're all going to watch together, and I'm going to give you some insights on this topic on the other side. So, please make sure that you watch everything until the very end. Without further ado, let's dive
Why
in.
does nobody talk about how difficult the first few years of marriage can be? Get ready with me as we unpack being a newlywed. Such a learning curve trying to figure out how to adjust with your partner's personality, their schedule, their needs. I remember the first year, me and Hamza were just figuring out who the heck we are. Because the person you date and the person you start living with are two very different people. And no matter how much you think you know the person before getting married, learning something new every single day. But I do want to share 3 things that I learned within the first year that have helped me tremendously. Compromise, compromise, compromise. You're not always going to be right, but neither is your partner. Stand your ground, but still hear the other person out and find a happy medium that works for you. And many times you just have to pick and choose your battles. I saw this on Love is Blind once. Somebody said, don't let roommate issues become marriage issues. I adopted that mindset and I learned how to compromise. Life became so much easier. This one might be a hot take, but it's okay to go to bed angry. Certain issues may take longer than others to resolve, and it's okay to not find a solution before the end of the night. Sometimes sleeping on it gives you a fresh perspective, and people deal with problems differently. Some people want immediate resolution, while others need space and time to think about it. Going to bed angry is not a bad thing. More often than not, the next day when you wake up, that problem may not even have seemed as big as it was a day ago. And lastly, say I'm sorry. Saying sorry is not easy, but it works wonders. 100% of the time, it does more good than anything else. I can't tell you how many times we've diffused an argument just because one person or another said, hey, I'm sorry and I love you. Marriage is a continuous work in progress, and although no marriage is perfect, if you and your partner try hard enough, you can get pretty darn close. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Bye.
First year of marriage, it may be the best, worst year of your life. Did you know over 20% of marriages end in the first 5 years? Over 60% in the first 20 years. You do not want to be in that statistic. So do the work that comes with a good relationship. Communicate. Number 1, decide about the money. Are you going to combine it? Keep it separate? Budget? No budget? Number 1 cause of trouble? Money. Number 2, set boundaries with both sets of in-laws. It cannot be, my family is welcome anytime, day or night, always open door policy. But now your family, y'all need to schedule an appointment to come over. It has to be fair, but set boundaries for all of them. Number 3, household chores. Both need to do them. However, use some common sense. If you work 20 hours a week with a 10-minute commute, and your spouse works 50 hours a week with an hour commute, they cannot be expected to do an equal number of household chores. Then time for sex. Sex is something that bonds a couple not only physically but emotionally. Be sure you guard this time and intimacy, and then learn how to handle conflict. Trouble will come. It's how you handle it. I always say, fight naked. There's no way you can stay mad at somebody when they're naked. Happy wedding planning.
I've been married for 1 full year now and together in a relationship with him for 7 years total. Within this transition from dating to marriage, I've learned a lot of things. Here are my top 4 things that I've learned over this past year. Number 1, keep everyone out of y'all's business. People give advice and opinions based off of their viewpoint, but no one knows you or your partner as much as you two know each other. With that being said, you two should be establishing what you need and want from each other rather than what other people tell you you should want or need from each other. There is not a one-size-fits-all for relationships. What works for others might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for others. Figure out what you need. Number 2, we have learned to communicate daily, weekly, and monthly about our goals, dreams, and ambitions. This helps us to keep track of our progress towards success and keep motivated in what we want to achieve in our relationship. Number 3, this is a big one. Once you transition from dating to being married, you quickly learn that some of the things that you were okay with within, non-serious dating, you become annoyed with when you become married. So number 3 is always speak up on anything that bothers you. Fix it. Because once you realize that you're going to have to deal with something for the rest of your lives, it instantly becomes not cute anymore. So be vocal about it and figure out solutions. A subcategory of that is learning how to have disagreements and discussions and not fights. Keep the peace. Y'all are on the same team. Why would you fight your teammate? Compromising on both sides is key to resolving conflicts effectively. Last but not least, number 4, keep your relationship fun and exciting. We continue to date and try new experiences together because this adventure is something that we fell in love with each other. You and your spouse are constantly going to be evolving year after year. You have to keep being invested in relearning each other and growing together. This chapter in our lives has been very rewarding in a way. I love who I'm becoming and I love who my partner's becoming, and I'm curious to see what I learn in the next year of our relationship.
Your first year of marriage is the hardest. Okay, I'm sure we've literally all heard that, especially during the wedding planning process, and it can sound so daunting. Like, who wants to hear that when you're super excited about marrying the love of your life? Anyway, so here are some tips to help you guys navigate your first year of marriage so that you don't fall victim to that quote. First, talk through how you're going to be spending time with each other's families and the plans for holidays. And then stick to it. Will there be a guilt trip from your mother-in-law? Maybe. But do what works best for you two and then be a united front on that decision to your families. 2, have regular check-ins. This can look different for everyone, but whether it's making sure you two eat dinner together every night or a weekly scheduled date night or even a monthly planning session, dedicating time to actually talk or do check-ins or future planning, even in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, can help make sure that things don't get buried. 3rd, celebrate the little things. Your engagement is like a constant high for a year and a half. Yes, there might be some lows, but honestly, it's a lot of celebrating and being super excited and happy. This is also why post-wedding blues are such a thing. So to help keep the fun and spark alive, just try and basically romanticize your everyday lives. You hit a small milestone, celebrate it. Your dating anniversary is different than your wedding anniversary. Why not just do something for both? Honestly, I could talk about a million more, so let me know if you're interested in a part 2.
3 things I wish somebody would have told me my first year of marriage. I love sharing quick advice that's to the point. Number 1, your man cannot read your mind. Okay, you must communicate your wants and your needs. I know you want him to do certain things for you, but it's not clicking, Steven. It's not clicking. He's not getting it. Some men just do not know. So just let him know. Okay, communicate it. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's not your husband's job to make you happy. You should be pursuing a relationship with God, and that is where your joy and your happiness will come from. Your husband will add to that, but it's not his responsibility or his job to make you happy. And here's a funny one. You're going to have to make him take pictures of you because he ain't going to act right. So, yeah.
All right, so those were some interesting perspectives of people that navigated their first year of marriage. But listen, no matter how many books you read or advice you get, nothing really prepares you for living it out day by day. That first year of marriage, it teaches you a lot if you're really paying attention. So, whether you're newly married, thinking about marriage, or just love hearing real talk about relationships, grab your drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. Now, let me tell you something. Marriage will show you who you really are. I thought I was patient, thought I was lucky, I thought I was a great communicator, and then I got married. And suddenly, all of my unspoken expectation, my need to control little things, and my own triggers started to show up on full display. So, marriage is like a mirror. It reflects the part of you that still needs healing. And that's not a bad thing, it's an opportunity. The first year taught me to stop pointing fingers and start looking inward. That in love feeling, it comes and goes. But choosing to love, that's what you build a marriage on, right? So some mornings you wake up and feel like you wake up and feel all the butterflies in your tummy. And then other mornings you choose love, you choose grace, you choose kindness, even when you're tired, frustrated, or misunderstood. That first year really taught me that love isn't just emotion, it's commitment in action. And another thing that you cannot avoid is communication will make or break you as a couple. And I'm not just talking about talking, I'm talking about how you listen, how you handle conflict, as well as how you express your needs without blame. So that first year of marriage taught me to say things like, what I need right now is support and not a solution. It also taught me to say things like, I'm not mad, I'm overwhelmed. Can we talk about it later? Or even something as simple as, that came out wrong. Let me try again. Learning to communicate in a way that builds, not breaks, is one of the biggest keys to surviving that first year. So, when you're married, it's easy to think you have to do everything together. But the truth is, you're still two people with your own personalities, dreams, and ways of processing life. And here's what I learned: you don't lose yourself in marriage, you bring your full self into it. And it's okay to need space. It's okay to recharge in different ways. It's healthy to have me time and we time. And another thing that I learned is unspoken expectations would trip you up. And this one hit hard. Let me tell you why. I had all these quiet expectations about how things should go, right? How the house would be kept, as well as how holidays would feel and how we would handle disagreements. And when reality didn't match, I felt frustrated, but never, I felt frustrated, but I never actually explained why. And here's the lesson that I learned: sometimes just say things out loud. Don't assume your partner knows what you want, or what bothers you, or what matters to you. So speak it kindly, early, and clearly. And another thing I learned was that conflict doesn't mean failure. So the first year brought me some clashes, some disagreements, some tense moments. And I had this moment where I thought, did we mess up? Should it be this hard? But then I learned conflict is normal and growth is messy. It doesn't mean your marriage is broken. It means you're two people learning how to build something together. And the real key is how you fight. Are you still respecting each other? Are you still listening? Are you willing to repair? Now, we're going to move on to another lesson I learned, which is how apologies go a long way. So listen, being right isn't worth losing peace. One of the most powerful phrases in a marriage is, I was wrong and I'm sorry. The first year taught me that apologizing isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And it builds trust like nothing else. Even when it's hard to say, even when your pride is screaming, always apologize if you're in the wrong. And another thing I learned is that intimacy is more than just physical. Yes, we're going there. In the first year, I learned how important intimacy is. And I'm not talking about that thing. If you know, you know. Touch, conversation, laughter, prayer, and comfort. It just, and just being present with each other. When we build closeness outside the bedroom, everything else flowed better. It wasn't about performing, it was about connecting. Another thing I learned was that finances would test your unity. Money talk is not always romantic, and it's absolutely necessary. We had to figure out how we spend, how we save, what we prioritize, as well as how we handle financial stress. Money forced us to become a team, to be transparent, to plan and compromise. That first year taught me how money isn't just about numbers, it's about values, fear, and future building. And marriage is very sacred, but it's also work. So here's some real talk. Marriage is beautiful, but it's also effort, daily effort. You just can't put it on cruise control and hope it works out. You have to choose it. You have to invest in it. You have to nurture it. That first year taught me that small things such as checking in, laughing together, and choosing grace build the foundation that keeps the big things strong. And always remember that you're always learning. That is one of my biggest takeaways from my first year in marriage. You're never done learning your spouse. People grow, needs shift, life changes. And if you want a thriving marriage, you've got to keep showing up with curiosity and love. Ask new questions, keep dating your partner, and keep discovering who they are becoming. That's what keeps it alive. And finally, I would love to talk about something called grace. Marriage isn't about being perfect, it's about learning how to love an imperfect person in an imperfect world with commitment, patience, and care. The first year humbled me, it stretched me, but it also bonded us. It gave us roots. It taught me that grace goes both ways, and it makes all the difference. So, yeah, that first year, it was real, it was beautiful, it was hard, and it was full of lessons that I carry with me to this day. So, to anyone stepping into marriage or already in that first year whirlwind, give yourself and your partner grace. Stay open, keep showing up, and remember every lesson is a building block. You're not just learning marriage, you're building a life. If this video resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. What was your biggest lesson in your first year of marriage? Or what are you most curious about if you're not there yet? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs a little wisdom from the trenches. I appreciate you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. From me, it's goodbye.